New York City is a fascinating city because it is packed to the brim with buildings, people, subways, public transportation. It is hectic, vibrant, lots of hustle and bustle all day long. And yet, as a city dweller, I've been living here my entire life, I felt mostly disconnected from the waterways of New York. The Hudson River, which we're on right now, the East River, which is on the other side of Manhattan at the moment, and the New York Harbor. However, there are certain programs that are being started and growing that are taking kids and people of all walks of life onto the waterways of New York City. And you are not required to know how to swim. You're not required to have tons of money. You're not required to have years of experience. It is possible for you to enjoy the water here. So today we're going to talk with Hudson River Community Sailing about their initiatives right in uptown Manhattan around the area of Inwood, and how they're taking kids, people who have mobility issues and disabled individuals, and people from all walks of life out in the water sailing the beautiful Hudson. Right now we are right by the George Washington Bridge, which spans from uptown Manhattan all the way to New Jersey along the cliff sides of the Palisades. This is Classic Harbor Line, and we're doing a series of live streams where we explore the New York Harbor. My name is Ariel, and I also run a show called Urbanist Exploring Cities on YouTube, Urbanist Live on Instagram, where I explore cities all around the world and show you its secrets, its history, and also its waterways on my own show. So join me, let me know where you're watching from, and right now slam that like button so we can show more people these waterways of New York. People from all around the world love watching these live streams, and by pressing that like button, it helps people find more of these live streams. And also, I'll bring more of these type of live streams to you because the algorithm likes it when you like something. Right here, let me show you a little bit around before we talk to our guests today. Right now, we are looking at New Jersey. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And we are currently on the Kingston with Captain Levi at the helm. We have Sarah as well, right over here from Classic Harbor Line. And this is a 1920 style. It was built recently, but it is in that style, and it's in the style of those commuter yachts. And this is a tour company where we explore places all around the New York Harbor and give tours, jazz tours, dinner cruises, sightseeing cruises, architectural tours, the list goes on. It is an awesome tour company, classichairborlines.com. So one more time, let me zoom in here. The Hudson River. Wow, look at that. Hello, Mika and Mater. Hello, Susie. Hello, Marianne. Hello, Oleg, Lorraine, John, Irene. If you're watching on my Urbanist Facebook, I do encourage you to tune in on the Classic Harbor Line YouTube. Say hello on the YouTube show. I'm also live streaming to the Urbanist Facebook, just in case anyone needs accessibility for live captioning. So let's meet our guests who are sailing, which is awesome. Let's go meet our guests. I'm so excited. So here we have Dawn and Maeve.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
How's it going? Nice to meet you too.
Nice to meet you. How are you guys doing?
We're good.
It's a lovely day in the water, isn't it?
Day out
Great
here.
day to be out on the Hudson.
And can you tell me a little bit about the history of the Hudson River Community Sailing?
Yeah, I can start. So I'm Maeve Gately. I'm the Director of Development and Communications. HRCS is a nonprofit with 2 locations. Today we're going to be going up to our Inwood location, and we have a dual mission. we work with youth from New York City public middle and high schools through a program called Sail Academy. We've been doing that since we started back in 2008, so we're celebrating our 15th anniversary.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. The organization was founded on the belief that sailing is this really transformational opportunity, and you can build life skills, teach math and science, help give kids attending schools that don't have those extracurricular programs and that academic boost they need. And then the other half of our mission from the beginning as well, that Don could talk more about, is getting people out on the water in an affordable way, breaking down barriers, and I'll turn it over to you.
Yeah.
Don Rotzi, how long have you been with the company?
So both of us have been with HRCS for about 10 years, which is fun for an organization that's just turning 15, but we've come a really long way in that time. We started off with just a few boats and a dream and a little boathouse in Hudson River Park, and now we have 2 locations. We just left Chelsea Piers and Classic Harbor Lines, very close to our location, our boathouse at Pier 66, and we're on our way up to Dykeman Marina, which is
we need to know where the wind is coming
location in northern
Manhattan.
Manhattan.
On my diagrams, the wind
So
comes
as
from
I'm showing the video
That's
of
make it
how
easy.
these
Providing
sails
maritime
look like.
access to
Let's
the
go
community
the
at
bow
large
of
has
the
always
ship
been core to
and
Hudson River
show
Community
people also
Sailing's
where we're
mission.
going.
Our adaptive program.
So Don, if you can stand over here, where are we right now?
So right now, if you're familiar with New York City, we're kind of just north of 125th Street down here, and we're approaching the George Washington Bridge, as you can see behind me. And we're at least from the river perspective, which is a perspective I hope we get to share with more and more New Yorkers, a transition point.
Yeah.
So if you look to the south, you'll see like a lot more big buildings and a lot more city. And up here, north of the George Washington Bridge, the Palisades on one side, and Fort Tryon Park and Inwood Hill Park on the Manhattan side. And it can be hard to believe that this is the biggest city in the country, north of the George Washington Bridge, with trees on either side, and just an amazing waterway that not a lot of New Yorkers get to experience, but that's what we're trying to change around here.
Yeah, exactly. That's fascinating that you're bringing these kids from New York City. Some of them have been here their entire lives and haven't really experienced the water firsthand.
Yeah, I can talk about that a little bit. Because it's not just kids, it's adults too.
Oh, great.
We have an adaptive sailing program that I'll talk more about a little bit later, but really, New York has been a city that's been kind of closed off from its
Feel free to
waterways.
put the mic a
Sorry,
little
I'll get it
closer.
closer. It's really closed off from its waterways. So what it means is you've got a city of like 8 million people, you know, almost all of which live on islands between Staten Island, Manhattan, even Long Island, with Brooklyn and Queens, and they just forget that they're surrounded by water. And we have this great resource that we get to share with New Yorkers and try and do it in an affordable way for our adults and for our youth programs in a way that's free, that partners with local schools to really share the lessons that people have been learning from our waterways for millennia. Like, as long as people have been on boats, you know, whether it's poets or mathematics, scientists, gotten so much from the water that we just hope to kind of share some of those lessons. And I'll actually turn it back over to Dave to talk a little bit
Especially
about that.
being inside like a neighborhood like Inwood or Washington Heights, it's easy to forget that there's these views right in front of you.
So the program you guys are going to see up here today is called Sail Academy. So it's our flagship youth development program. We work with 225 students attending 14 public middle and high schools. So students in this program in Inwood are all in middle school. And today you're going to see students from the Amber Charter School who are in 5th grade. And they're just wrapping up the close of their year. But over the course of the year, they learn math and science through sailing a boat building. So they'll learn like the physics of how a sail works or the math of calculating current speed. They learn about the ecology of the Hudson River, and they learn STEM skills on land. So over the winter, these kids build underwater ROVs. They do experiments with syringe hydraulics to build bridges and small kind of STEM projects. They build wooden boats. They built birdhouses, and then went to Brooklyn Botanical Gardens to like install them and like see like what types of birds would live there. Not install them, sorry, but like see what they have there and like what type. We're hoping to install them in the marina here. And the goal is like, we partner with schools receiving Title I funding. So it's a federal indicator of poverty. So the goal is to help close the opportunity gap between students attending schools with less resources from like underserved or low-income communities to help them get the academic support they need. The social emotional learning is what we talk about, and then to get outside and have fun. This is a neighborhood that's surrounded on 3 sides by water, but most of the residents have never been even like down to the shore.
And what neighborhood are you referring to?
So Inwood and Washington Heights as we get up
wonderful.
here. So
Okay.
as we get under the bridge, we're at like 185th Street. And our marina is located at Dykeman, which is 200th Street. So we're talking about the history of HRCS. We started back in 2008. Our founder, Bill, had this vision when the Hudson River Park opened its community boathouses. He borrowed 3 boats from a sailing school in Maryland and got one fundraiser and raised $50K and like stretched it to last for a year and a half. And here we are now. We have 20 year-round staff. We're working with 200 students. We serve thousands of adults over the course of the year. And back in 2018, we expanded to Inwood. And then another thing you'll get to see today, which is our newest program, is we launched an adaptive sailing program in 2021 for people living with physical and developmental disabilities. So another like breakdown. We talk about breaking down like economic barriers, the physical barriers, whatever barriers to the water there might be.
And let me pause you there. Can you tell us what we're looking at right now? Because we're passing by a little red lighthouse.
There's actually there's a famous children's book that was written about exactly this little lighthouse.
Yeah.
And so this lighthouse predates the giant bridge that's over it. So there was a time when everybody navigating up the Hudson River needed lighthouses and to help make sure that they were dodging this little like rocky outcropping.
All right.
And then that also turned out to be this narrow part of the river where they built the 95 bridge, where you have the George Washington Bridge just about to go under. And they kept the lighthouse around. There's a very passionate community restoration effort that keeps that lighthouse up. So it's very cool, and you get to have a view under the bridge here that not many people get.
And then before the live stream, you were telling me how important the waterways were for New York City history.
Yeah.
But that all crumbled down. What was it, in the 1960s, 70s?
Yeah, so New York used to be, like New York City and even like Manhattan, particularly the West Side, used to be an industrial center for shipping and commerce. If you remember the story of the Titanic, it was supposed to come into New York on the West Side, right at one of these piers. But all that started to crumble and collapse over time. And as that started to age out and the industry started to leave the West Side, all those piers started to fall into disrepair, and New York really got closed off from their waterfront. So you'll actually see, as we get closer, you'll see some of the remnants of old ferries up here. And as bridges started to, bridge the gap between Manhattan and New Jersey and Manhattan and Brooklyn, the ferries started to go away. And it's not been until relatively recently that we've started to see ferries come back. Hudson River Park and the parks up here trying to revitalize the recreational side of things with marinas. There's more kayaking and sailing than there has been in the past. So we're really starting to see New York come back to its waterfront. And whether you're visiting from out of town and you want to, check out a unique view of the city, or you've lived here your whole life and you're like, wow, the Hudson River, the East River, like, are these places that I can go, that I can have fun in? Can I actually access this rather than just take a bridge over? Well, yeah, you can do that now.
Has it shown the individuals in your program a new perspective of the city?
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I hope it comes across in the live stream. We're doing it every single day. So this is an invitation to all New Yorkers to come and join us. Get out here and explore. This belongs to all New Yorkers, and we should take advantage of it.
I didn't realize it was so green on this upper side of Manhattan either. Yeah.
This is my favorite place to sail on the Hudson River.
There we go, yeah.
Because you have this crazy transition, and you feel like you go from the biggest city in the world, downtown Manhattan and Midtown, and you come up here and you're like, am I on a lake upstate? Like, what is this? But you still have these elements like this amazing bridge, these tall buildings. So,
and why sailing?
Really good question.
Yeah.
sailing.
Which, sorry to
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt, but we will see a sailboat.
Yeah,
soon.
we're gonna go
So
sailing.
stay
We're gonna
tuned.
get out
Hell
onto a
yeah.
sailboat.
Because the Kingston is not a sailboat. This is a mechanized boat.
Yeah, so this is. I'll share with you a
Okay.
little piece of, I don't know, something that I got from my father. So when you have power boats and power boaters are really focused on the destination.
Right.
They're trying to get from point A to point B. We're trying to get someplace on a power boat. And sailboats, you're really focused on the journey because
Yeah,
there are
exactly.
more efficient, faster ways to get from point A to point B, but not so many that you'll learn as much about yourself, about nature, and about how to work together to operate a sailboat at, pretty much any size.
Hence the old proverb: you can't control the wind, but you can adjust your sails.
Exactly.
And that's right. Yeah. So you can't be destination minded when it comes
Well,
to sailboats.
You're trying to get
Yeah,
someplace,
in general, at least recreationally.
but
Yeah.
you have to work with natural forces.
Right.
So it's if you're going to harness the wind, you're not its boss. You have to listen to it to be able to work with it to be able to accomplish your goals. And so being able to take that force, and maybe it's blowing right in your face. Maybe it's
Right.
saying you can't go this direction, and problem solve and use physics, math, science to essentially create some shapes in the air and some shapes in the water and go right upwind. If you can do that, you can apply those skills to other things, and it takes teamwork and communication. So that's really what we're all about, is taking sailing, and yeah, we teach sailing skills, but is it important for your day-to-day life to know how to sail? Probably not. But is it important to know how to work together as a team and communicate and problem solve? 100%.
But it does give you real life skills too.
100%.
Because you mentioned mathematics earlier, but even building itself and problem solving, those are things that you can take on land in your own career.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the rabbit hole of sailing is incredibly deep. There's more knowledge in sailing than a lifetime can hold.
Right.
So it just keeps going and going. And whether you're working with a high school student talking about trigonometry and how to find out triangles and angles and distance and calculate current and set and drift, that's just one framing and perspective. Another is to just look out at how the wind interacts with the water and think about how that makes you feel and what poetry is there. So there's it doesn't end. That why sailing is because it's so deep.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, people ask us, sometimes they're like, why is the goal? Like, are you going to make like all these kids sailors? And it's like, well, that's a bonus, but no, that's not the point. Like, the point is to like give them the teamwork skills, teach them how to communicate, teach them how to do the thing that's scary and really out of their comfort zones, and get through that fear and feel empowered by that. We have some like academic support, so we have a college access program where we help them like do their college applications and their financial aid, and then we have an internship program, so you might get to meet some students on land who start working for us. Some of them then become instructors, some of them do engine mechanics and find out that they're into mechanical engineering. So like all of those different we have students. I'm the development and communications director, so we have a student like helping with Salesforce entry and helping out at fundraising events.
Oh, cool.
And there's so much there that, like Don said, it really is limitless. So
We have a question we get all the time, which is not entirely relevant to exactly what you're saying at the moment, but people are always curious about how deep is the Hudson and does that affect the sailing?
Really good question. So the Hudson is deep.
Deeper than you think.
Deeper than you think.
Right.
So kind of off towards the shore and towards the sides.
And we're seeing the cloisters right down there.
Yeah, we're seeing the cloisters. These are some of the moorings up here from Dykeman Marina, and these are even some of our boats out here. Over there, probably about 15 to 20 feet deep.
Right.
But out in the middle, you're looking to like 50 to 60 feet. And one of the interesting facts about the Hudson River is it gets even deeper than that the further up you go. If you get way up there towards like West Point, you're going to have hundreds of feet deep. So close to 200 feet at World's End near West Point. So
Appropriate name.
It gets very, very deep.
Yeah.
But it also means there's a lot of water contained in that deep river, so we get a lot of current flowing in and out with the tide.
Oh, fascinating. And then Liz asked, was this Co-op City? So no, Co-op City would be in the Bronx, but do you guys ever go towards the Bronx?
Yeah, so we On a regular basis, we don't. So we operate mostly on the Hudson River and in New York Harbor,
Okay.
kind of north-south in these directions. But we have a yard that we take our boats to at the end of every season, and that is a trip that we take around Manhattan that goes all the way like through not every bridge, but just about every bridge on the East River, and then up to City Island in the Bronx, which is not too far away, just a stone's throw from Co-op City.
Oh, that's amazing. And then we're approaching the marina, or
Yeah,
is
this is
the-
Dykeman Marina right here. You'll see a couple of our boats on the dock, and
And blue ones?
yep, the white and blue ones with the blue sail covers. That's us.
Part of the New York City Parks Department, so we operate in partnership with them.
Okay.
And we have, I believe, 9 boats up here, 10 boats up here.
10.
Yeah, and then 15 down in Chelsea.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
So yeah, you'll see there. The J24 is the boat on the right. That's
Yeah.
our older model. They've mostly been donated over the past 40 years. And then we had a campaign a few years ago when we opened in Inwood to purchase these J80s that were funded by members of our communities. And
Right.
that's the newer boat. It has a more spacious cockpit. And you'll see we have some staff members setting it up for an adaptive sail with some seats who we'll get to talk to once we get on land.
Ooh, stay tuned. Yeah, we're going to go right inside. Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, this is the
And-
Hudson restaurant, which is right there as well.
Oh, there's a restaurant there. Oh, that's
Yeah.
nice. And if someone wants to be a part of the program, how can they join?
Really good question.
Yeah.
So, if you're talking about a member of the public or an adult, we have lessons that are going on weekends and evenings. We have a membership that is basically unlimited sailing, and we also have specialty programs for veterans and for our adaptive sailing programs that are totally free of charge. And
Yeah, on the youth side, you have to be, in order to be part of Sail Academy, you have to go to one of our partner schools, which you can find on our website. If you have a school that's interested
And
in
what's the
joining,
website?
Yeah, so it's a great question, hudsonsailing.org.
Cool.
If you have a student who's interested in joining but not part of one of our schools, we have a youth racing league. That's the only sailboat racing for youth in the city. We have a summer camp, city sail out of both locations. So pretty much you name it to get on the water, we do it, or we try to do it.
yeah, it's one of the things about being a small nonprofit is we end up saying yes to a lot of things. So we want to do as much as we possibly can. So where there's a will, there's a way, and we just try and get as many people out as possible.
And then this seems very far away from everything in the city.
Right?
But how does one get up here?
Oh yeah, it's very easy. The A train goes to Dykeman Street, and it runs express to 125th, so it's probably half an hour from Midtown. You
It's
can
only
take
a
the
few
one
minute
train as
walk
well.
away.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
right up the street. It's probably like 5-7 minute walk away.
Wow.
Hello. But yeah,
That's
you guys
mind blowing
picked-
to think how close
Yeah,
we are
it
to
really
everything.
surprises people. People come up here, including me when we opened up here, and I
Yeah.
was like, wow, I had no idea that this is here. These are also our friends, the Inwood Canoe Club,
Oh,
back there
cool.
that you guys can see. They've been
Yeah.
here for over 100 years. They do paddling and canoeing and
Oh,
also
nice.
waterfront access. So
That's very cool. All right. So what are we going to do now?
we now are going to dock Kingston,
Yeah.
get on land. I'm going to go up to the office and grab PFDs, personal flotation devices, to
Okay.
get you guys out on the water and a radio. And then we're going to give you a ride out in the Rib, which is a rigid inflatable boat. This is our launch to that
Nice.
boat over there,
Oh.
where some of our students are sailing.
So we're swimming?
Oh,
We're gonna take a power.
Nice.
we're all
We're going
about
to
the
build 3 different boats today.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
Boat to boat.
Very
Let me
cool.
grab my bag and then we'll hop on.
All right. So I'll follow your lead.
Yeah.
Just let me know.
They're just
And we'll continue chatting closer to the boat.
Cool,
Yeah.
sounds good. Yeah, they're just getting dock line set up, so we're in great shape.
Perfect. Let me show this. So here's the docking process.
And
Hey, how's it going? Hi.
these are our staff, Russell and Diana. Diana
Hey, nice to meet you.
is also a Classic Harbor Lines captain.
Oh, very
So
cool.
She
Okay.
straddles both worlds.
Oh, nice.
Hey, buddy.
Not me though.
Not Russell is
Not yet.
not yet. Exactly.
It's only a
Wait
matter
for
of
it.
time. You only bow over here?
I'm only.
Okay. We go hop off here. I'll help you guys carry on.
Let me grab my bag. I got it.
You hold it?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Oh, thank you so much.
You need
Appreciate
like
it.
a third arm.
Indeed, yeah.
Hey, Captain Diana. How's it going? Everything's going good. This is Ariel.
Hey, how's it going?
Good,
If you can hold the camera,
I'll hold it.
because I need
I
both
can give
hands
you a
too.
hand, see it?
Yeah, I think ooh, it is pretty.
Yeah,
It is a steep, yeah. It's steep. All right, perfect. Okay, perfect. Ooh, excited to be here. Yeah, awesome.
Have you ever been up here before?
Not to the marina, no. To the neighborhood, of course. Yeah.
Welcome. It's like, I would say it's a hidden gem. It's
Yeah.
underutilized for sure, but it's an awesome part of the landscape up here north of the George Washington Bridge. It is like our access point to the waterfront, and it's an amazing spot.
Oh, very cool. Okay, lead the way.
Yeah, cool. So what we'll do is Maeve's going to go up and grab some PFTs.
Oh, I see. Okay,
if you
perfect.
want, maybe Diana and I don't know, Russell's in the middle of training here, so I don't want to put him on the spot, but you can show us around our adaptive boat, Boat 14. Sure. So we're just getting set up for one of our, an adaptive event this weekend. We've got a couple, one on Saturday and one on Sunday, but these boats are specially modified to allow us to take out sailors with spinal cord injuries or anybody with limited mobility. So do you want to just come on over and check it out?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, that sounds exciting. I'm glad you guys have a pet owl.
Yes,
That's nice.
not real, just to scare off all the birds
Right.
Does not work.
and the
It does
bird
not work,
watchers,
okay.
but
Not as efficient.
If you go over there, you can see pigeons like kind of nesting on top
Yeah.
of those owls.
Oh,
it's
really?
true, yeah.
That's
They're not
They don't
super
seem to-
effective. Turns out birds are smarter than you think, despite the name bird
This
brains.
is so cool.
Yeah, so this is one of our newer boats, the
Especially with the views,
J80s.
too.
And
Yeah.
maybe, Diana, I'll let you take it away. We can talk about kind of our setup here and
And
some of the adaptive program. If you're cool with that.
Janice says, where did we dock? This is Dykeman, but what's the cross street? What's the nearest street?
Yeah, so literally
Dykeman.
Dykeman Street
Yeah,
is right
Dykeman
here. It
Street,
runs east-west across Manhattan. And to give you an idea of like a number, I think it's like right around 200th.
200th Street, around there. And that's
think,
the
right?
subway
Yeah.
stop nearby. Yeah. Because Janice is tuning in from Inwood, so.
Welcome,
Hey,
Janice. Come on down. Come sailing.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so Diana?
Yes, Diana.
Okay. Yeah, tell us a little bit about the boat.
Sure. So as Don said, this is a J80. So typically for a J80, the seats are these black seats here are not in,
Okay.
and it's just an open cockpit. But for our adaptive sails, and because we support a lot of sailors with spinal cord injuries or other physical disabilities and impairments,
Right.
so they need just a little bit of extra support for stability.
Good. Also, so someone with mobility issues can come in
Correct.
here.
So
that's
because
great.
they might, they're typically in a wheelchair
Yeah.
for that support. So we have our own little support chairs here
that's
with a
great.
variety of strap options for extra support, depending on what's needed for the individual.
And then Oleg says, is it mandatory to wear life jackets? So,
Yes.
Since you're also working with people who might be disabled, also life jackets. yeah.
Absolutely. We have
You can
some that
accommodate, I assume. Yeah.
we do. We've got some special life jackets that are called Type 5, so it's more of like a U shape.
Okay.
It's just a little bit easier to slip on and off and just less bulky, but still the same, still provides that flotation assistance.
Very nice. And then the sail. Tell us a little bit about the sail for people who don't know anything about sails. Or,
So yeah, this is we've got our mainsail here. It's covered up by our blue sail cover.
Oh,
So
I
it's
Makes
so if you
sense.
see this sort of this other blue line, it fills kind of that space between our mast
Yeah.
and here, fills in here, and then we've got our jib up on a roller furler. So we open it up and we can sail that way.
Oh, that's amazing.
And then when we have for our sailors who are in our adaptive
Yeah.
seats, one of them could be in this position, and typically we have a tiller that is actually much longer, but the seats get in the way of that.
Right.
So we have custom-made tillers that are shorter.
Tiller. So what is
Tiller,
a tiller?
so that controls the rudder of the boat.
Oh,
the rudder being
I see. That's
the steering bit here.
like the tail of a fish.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so this helps, this is our steering control. So we need to have tiller access while we're sailing.
And Megan Hart says, Diana, woo woo.
Hi, Megan.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
So
And then the mortar, is it for backup or do you
it's for
use
backup.
it?
It's
Yeah.
also just to give us a little assistance on and off the dock,
Okay.
in and out of our mooring field. Things that are just tighter maneuvering. It's easier. You can do it under sail power alone, But doing it with a motor is just a little bit more of a surer bet.
Oh, very cool.
But with the shorter tiller, and again, normally if you're sailing, you're facing this way and you're utilizing the tiller this way. Our adaptive participants are facing forward so they can see where they're going, but they don't necessarily have the same traditional access to the tiller. So we rig up steering lines and we run them forward into the boat to allow our participants to have direct control over the boat.
Right.
So it's not just them, we're not just taking them on a sail, they're actually learning how to sail and doing that work.
So Irene says, unfortunately, she's afraid a little bit of sailboats due to experience as a child. But how young can the kids come on?
So we have, HRCS has a lot of youth programming in general.
How old are they allowed to start maneuvering the boat?
Yeah, I can jump in there. So we have the youngest that we'll allow on our boats is 5.
Okay.
But they have to come with adult supervision.
Okay.
When it comes to our like structured school programs and our summer camp programs, that sort of thing, we start at 9.
9. No, that's awesome.
And sailing can be. I'll also say that sailing can be pretty intimidating.
Yeah.
So if you got like really young kids, or even if you yourself like don't have swimming experience or are a little bit worried about coming out on the water, just know that we totally get that.
Right.
And our specialty is for people who don't have much sailing experience, who maybe don't have a lot of water comfort. We want to get you out on your sail the first time, and we want to make you feel comfortable, safe, and get you hands-on so that you can start to kind of like take control and start to feel like this is something that you can do.
And how about the upper limit?
Upper limit? There is no upper limit.
Oh, that's wonderful.
That's
People in their 80s.
Yeah.
80s. Oh, wow, that's amazing. Okay.
They had someone in their 90s.
Yeah, it's
Very
very
cool.
possible. And I'll also say that one of the things about having an adaptive sailing program, right, is that as long as we deem it safe, as long as it seems like it's going to be safe for people to do it, we want to try and make it happen. So we've got, we have some consistent sailors with MS or spinal cord injuries that sail with us all the time. People who are on the older end with limited mobility. We've got seats, we can make accommodations, we will make it work. So we really pride ourselves in that.
Oh, cool. And then Oleg asks, what's the draft of the yacht? So I'm not sure what that means.
We got a sailor, Oleg, killing it. So I'll explain that.
And he's going to be all the way from the Ukraine too. So landlocked country, I think, or they have access to the water.
Well, yeah, in Black Sea.
Okay.
So Oleg, here are the draft of the boat is a sailor way of saying how deep does it go? And so the depth of the boat is on this J80 about 5 feet. So 4 feet 11 inches. I'm sorry I can't do a metric conversion on that for you, but and for our smaller boats it's closer to 4 feet. So not too deep, but I would say for a 26-foot boat, which is how long they are, 5 feet is a pretty deep draft. And what that means is at the bottom of that 5-foot draft, what we call a keel, is a big lead bulb. And that big bulb of lead acts as a counterweight. So the boat can never tip all the way over, or what sailors would call capsize.
Oh, really?
So no one really goes swimming on our sails, or that's the objective anyway, right? And then we're not planning on getting soaking wet. The boat may, what we call heel, which is tipped to one side or the other, but it's not going to heel so far that it really tips all the way into the water. So
that's great. Great news to hear, because I actually don't know how to swim, but I do love going on boats.
Well, you're among friends here. You're like our specialty. Well, I should ask you, like, what's your sailing experience like? Have you ever sailed before?
I've never been on a sailboat before.
Today is the day.
Just motorboats, yeah. I'm excited.
That is literally our specialty. So we're so excited to have you.
All right, everyone, let's do our first sail. Let's go.
So we'll introduce you, Ariel. This is Wanye, who's our youth program director in Inwood.
Hey, how's it going?
Wanye is going to tell you a bit about the program we're going to see, and then show you how to get on your PFD.
How you doing? So this is Sail Academy in Inwood. So we're a middle school program, and we sail out of here in the Dykeman Marina. We partner with 5 schools, starting in Harlem all the way into the Bronx. And we work with cohorts of 10 to 20 kids from each of these schools.
Oh, nice.
So it's a 3 to 4 year program. This particular school starts in the 5th grade.
Yeah.
So they go from 5th to 8th grade, and then most of the middle school programs go from 6th to 8th grade.
And in context, the ages.
Anywhere from 10 to 13 for the most part. And then a teacher from the school will typically be on the sail as a chaperone to help the students
Nice.
representing their school. So this school out here is called the Amber Charter School.
Yeah.
They're middle school.
They're based here in
Right
this
in
area of
Inwood.
Manhattan? Okay.
In Inwood, yeah. So
In
most of the
Inwood,
schools are within walking distance of the marina because it's the only way they would get here with enough time to go sailing
Yeah.
during the daytime. So that's our program in a nutshell.
That's
You'll get to
awesome.
meet some of the kids. There's 4 of them out on the boat with one of their teachers and an instructor. They're
And
all
year round, or is it mostly in the summertime?
well, it's mostly in the fall and spring.
Fall
in the
and
wintertime,
spring,
we actually
interesting.
work
The school
on
year.
the school year, I
Right.
see. Okay.
We
Winter
work
will
on-
be a bit tough.
Yeah, well, we actually work on STEM-related projects.
Okay.
So this group here actually built toolboxes as part of their program. Some schools built small 7-foot wooden sailboats called Optimus. Some of them do a robotics program based on remote operated vehicles that go in the water and can look around. And then another school's building birdhouses to kind of accommodate the birds that they learned about from the local
And you were
parks.
asking about our history when you actually started this program back
Right.
in like 2017,
2018, yeah. We did a pilot program with City College Academy, which is part of the Salome Arena campus right on Broadway.
all-
Associated
they walk
with
here.
CUNY? With City College of
City
New York?
College, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Oh, that's
related to
awesome.
City College, so they're their high school program.
Oh, very
So
cool.
we did a pilot with them 1 year. It worked out really well, so now we do a 3-year program with their school.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's awesome. And then Irene asks, what about sailing in bad weather and strong winds? What happens if there's a
a good question.
sudden bad
So
winds
we
coming
do
in?
have parameters for how much weather the students can take. So our kids are a little younger here than in most places, so we typically won't sail above a certain wind speed.
Okay.
And if it's raining a little bit, it's fine. It's like raining really hard, or there's lightning. 100%, we're
Avoid
not
that, yeah.
going out.
Go out.
Yeah,
Good.
we'll do some stuff on land
No
where they
extreme
learn.
sports here.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. They do stuff on lands where
Yeah.
they learn about boats, more of the classroom type stuff.
Okay.
Or we do some games and activities with them. So we try to have the program no matter what, but we can't always go sailing if the weather is prohibitive.
Of course, yeah. And then this is the life jacket.
This is the life jacket you're going
Alright.
to wear. So all our students wear it.
Awesome.
Maeve has one on now.
Yeah, so
Let me put it on.
yeah,
Right.
it's-
Janice says you need a life jacket, Ariel.
Right. Because of the boats we're on,
They
yeah.
do, yeah.
We're getting on a smaller boat.
It's by requirement for everyone, which
Yeah.
is nice. All right. So tell us a little bit more about the safety precautions that you have for kids and for anyone of
Yeah,
all
I can help
ages.
you while you got
Yeah.
your
Okay. So
camera.
Thank you so much.
number one is,
Sorry.
as Don was saying, like our boats don't capsize, so we're not worried about whether kids can swim or anything like that,
Right.
because they don't go in the water. But all our students are required to wear life jackets. We definitely prep the group. So when the groups go out, they'll
move
go out
this.
with 4 or 5 students and an instructor.
Yeah.
The instructor will do a small safety talk about how to move around the boat, how to hold on to the boat, where to sit, and
Thank you so much.
all of the safety precautions we need to take is discussed on land. Yep.
So right now
geared up
we're
now.
all geared up.
Okay.
And here we're seeing the Kingston go out into back to Pier 62. And let me clip this on. Can you hold this for a
Yeah,
second?
absolutely.
I got a clip on my mic. This is as important as the life jacket over here. But yeah, this is a life jacket. It's puffy. It's good. So how does one use a life jacket?
You
Some people don't.
You don't really
Yeah.
do much.
Okay.
If you were to fall in the water, all you do is just hold on,
Yeah.
and it will bring you out of the water, and you can just hold on, and you'll just bob.
So it's
in
not like the
water.
airplanes where you have to.
When you're
No,
using an inflatable, but it's
well, this one
auto-inflating.
is. This one is auto-inflating,
Ah,
but I'm
I
here a
see.
lot, so
Yeah.
I want a really comfortable life jacket.
Right,
But
right.
if I was just here every once in a while, this will be fine.
And that's actually the Type 5 that we use for our adaptive.
This
Right.
one.
Yeah,
Type
this
five.
type
Okay,
right
perfect.
here. So
Okay.
if I fell in, it would just inflate.
So we're gonna head down this way.
Okay,
Thank you guys
perfect.
so
Thank you
much.
so
We'll
much
see you when
again.
we get
No problem.
back. So we're gonna walk down to Don and Russell, who are
Okay.
hanging out by our rib. So this is a 14-foot inflatable. Rib stands for rigid inflatable boat, and this one's called the Fortunato, which is named after one of our former
Ooh,
instructors.
nice.
And we will show you the right way to board, how we safely get on the water.
And Oleg says, my daughter gave my wife and me a river cruise on a yacht for
Oh,
marriage
wow, there
anniversary.
you go. All right,
That's
so I'm
amazing.
going to
Okay, cool.
demonstrate how to get onto this boat.
Yes.
So you're going to sit on the dock. You're
Okay.
going to put your legs over onto the pontoon. You're going to step on the pontoon, and then you can slide over.
Oh, nice.
And
Okay.
I will hold on for you
That's
to make
good
this
too.
nice and easy.
That's good too. All
There
right.
you go.
You hold this for a second.
Well executed. Watch this. So good.
All right.
And you can scoot right over there to
And
the
scoot
starboard
to
or the right
starboard.
side
Okay,
of the boat.
perfect. All right, perfect.
Excellent.
Thank you so
I
much.
will untie us,
Can you bring your hand truck down to the adaptive?
and then we're going to head out.
All good?
So one more time, this is Don, Maeve,
Hey.
and Sarah over here. And my name is Ariel. And Russell. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Russell. We'll see you when we get back.
Okay, watch your
All right, everybody. So we are now going to pull out of our slip, leave Dykeman Marina behind for a bit, and head out to one of our J80 sailboats,
Very cool, very cool.
where we're going to
I
get to
feel
meet
so
some
close
of
to
our
the
kids.
water right now.
Yes. So just to give you a preview, we're
Okay.
going to get to see the boat a bit from a distance, come up alongside, and then we'll do a very similar transfer to what we just did, where you're going to, and we'll walk you through it, but you're going to hop off butt first onto the sailboat.
Cool.
Excellent.
That was awesome.
And then you can have a handhold. We'll pull out slowly from the marina, and then we'll get to jet out a little faster towards the boat.
And maybe you
Oh,
can
this is
just make sure
awesome.
my bow line doesn't go for a
Yes.
ride there. Thanks.
Absolutely.
So are you running the boat with the kids?
Am I? No. So we're going to drop Ariel off on the boat. There's one of our instructors, Nick, who's on board, and then one of our teachers from the school as well.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And the kids are already on board?
The kids are already on board. They've been out for about half an hour, and Wanye said that they are very excited to be on YouTube, and that they've told their friends they get bragging rights because the cohort is larger than this from the school, but they had a field trip in school, so only some of them were able to make it. So the ones who are able to make it are excited too. But tomorrow, Wanye just told us, our students are going to be going out on a day-long expedition. So they finish the school year with these like big trips. So they're going up to Greenbrook, which is where, Don, can we see it? It's in the Palisades Interstate Park.
I'm not turning around, but you guys can.
Yeah, it's different. It's you're pointing in the right direction.
Yeah, it's in the right
but
direction.
It's difficult to
Yeah,
point
it's
it out.
in the Palisades Interstate Park. You sail up there, you anchor. I have not actually done this,
Yeah.
but apparently it's really fun. And there is a waterfall that the students go ashore and hike to, and then they eat lunch and they come back. And again, I
cool.
think it's mind-blowing for them that they can see the waterfall. You can see the Tappan Zee, or I guess the Mario Cuomo Bridge, just up there. It's a little
It's all the way down there.
little
yeah,
obscure,
right by
but you can
Tarrytown.
see, you can see it up by, by like Ossining.
And Irene asked, am I comfortable? You know, it is nice, but this is the closest I've been to the water on a boat, aside from a rowboat.
Yeah.
In like Central Park or something
For
like that.
sure.
Yeah. No, I'm good with the speed, yeah.
Yeah.
Let me show the views a little bit more. Are there sharks? Asked Susie. So, wildlife, what do you end up seeing? Marine life?
Oh yeah, there have been some whales. We have not seen
Whales,
them, but
okay.
there have been whales all the way up under the bridge.
And I'll tell you, wildlife-wise, so we haven't
If you
seen
could
any
hold the mic
sharks.
forward,
Sorry, thanks. We haven't seen any sharks yet, but there was a seal that lived on a dock just around the corner at like the Columbia Boathouse over here. So where there are seals, maybe the sharks get reintroduced to the area, but we haven't seen any of that yet.
Oh, I see.
But we've had whales, we've had porpoises, dolphins, even I've even seen endangered sturgeon
really?
out here,
They're
which are
they're huge.
king sturgeon, which
Yeah.
are like not quite the size of this boat, but close. And bald eagles we've had out here. Last
Bald
4th
eagles.
of July, I saw a bald eagle flying right overhead, and I was like, okay, well that's pretty
That's
much perfect
another question
timing.
we get a lot when people go out on their boats, which is like, isn't the Hudson River really dirty? Isn't it really polluted?
Yeah.
And the answer is a lot less than you think. Like, since the Hudson River has had a huge rebound, especially since the passage of the Clean Water Act in the 70s. And when you guys talk to the Billy and Oyster Project, actually, you'll get to hear a lot about this. But efforts like the Billy and Oyster Project and just generally cleaner waterway practices have helped really bring the Hudson back. And so there's a lot of marine wildlife, like shipworms, that had died and are now back, which causes problems for like pilings and piers, but is a really good sign of the health of the river.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fascinating.
And
Yeah.
something we haven't talked about either is
Yeah.
the Hudson is super tidal.
Yeah.
So that is one of the things that makes it a challenging waterway. So
Still salt water up here?
it depends. it's
sort of
brackish.
transition?
It's brackish, and
Brackish.
depending on if it's the flood, which is when the water's coming up from the ocean, or the ebb, which is when it's coming down from essentially the Adirondacks upriver, the salinity of the river is different, right? It's saltier on the flood than it is on the ebb. But as a result, we have to time our sailing and our docking and go opposite the current, and then have the current bring us back.
Oh, cool.
So
And Susie says, I would love to see some dolphins. Me too. I've never seen a dolphin
we have
here
had
in New
staff
York.
see
Yeah.
dolphins out on our boats.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
I
it's
saw
pretty
a porpoise
cool.
up here this spring.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's a real thing.
And it's great with the views right down there as well. Oh, magnificent.
You will like. This is like a super unique environment to be
Yeah.
on the water. I would say sailing environment, but like any environment, because I can't think of anywhere else where you're surrounded by trees.
Yeah, that's right.
And then you look to the south, and you've got this amazing skyline and bridge. And further north, you have amazing like Bear Mountain State Park and all that other stuff. So it's like you're not going to find any place like this. It's one of the coolest parts of New York City that not enough people see or have access to.
Right, exactly. Oh, we're approaching the sailboat right now. That's
so we're
amazing.
coming up to our Sail Academy boat here. So this is one of our J80 sailboats. Like I said, our J80s are all boats that we fundraise for through a campaign, and the donors got to name the boats as part of supporting us. So they all have fun names. So J82 is 3 love bugs, which is what the donor and his wife call their children. So some of them are corporate. We have a Con Edison boat. Someone named one after their grandmother. There are all sorts of cool names. Yes, they're very excited. So these are our students, and these are actually the youngest students in our program. So our program goes from 5th to 12th grade, and then we have alumni. This is the 5th graders.
So let's show these kids some YouTube fame. Slam that like button right now. Let me know if you're on Team Like. Let's get more people on this broadcast. Share this with any friends and family that might be interested in boats and the harbor.
So we're gonna do go around the boat.
Ooh, cool. That's awesome.
Get to see them and then come up and let you board.
Hudson River Community Sailing.
Yes.
Ooh, and we're getting bouncy now.
Yeah, we got a little.
You get a little splash. You're gonna get a little splashed.
That's cool.
You have really the perfect conditions. There's just enough wind, but it's not too
Yeah.
much for this to be kind of crazy.
Hello.
Hi guys, how's it going?
We're a bit over capacity. We have like 200 people here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody, this is Ariel, who's going to come join you for a little bit and talk to you about sailing and ask you some questions.
Yeah, what do you think, Ariel? You ready to go for a sail?
Yeah, definitely. How?
Right.
Okay, so how would the
So we're going to
embarking
come up
process go?
alongside, and this is Nick, who's our staff member. Nick is going to drop the lifeline, which is this wire that is there for safety.
Okay.
We'll hold on to the boat, and then you'll get off butt first, very similar to how you got on the boat, and then we will come pick you up
And
in a little
am I
bit.
coming back here or am I?
We will
where-
come back and
we'll
pick
come
you
back
up.
for you and
Pick me
Yeah,
up. Okay.
yeah.
Perfect. Awesome.
There you go.
All right. So what
So
do I
yeah,
have to do?
you-
Sit on the boat right here.
Oh, nice.
Here and then
And then swing your legs over.
Oh,
yes,
perfect.
exactly.
All right.
Everybody.
I'm excited. Cool. Thank you.
This is Ariel's first time on a sailboat, so you guys
Yes.
will have to show him.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Ariel.
There you go.
All right.
You can just slide up there.
Okay.
I also need to put this back
You guys
on.
excited? Yeah.
Hey, how's it going? So yeah, we're live on YouTube, so we got people from all around tuning in. Let us know your names, and you can hold the mic if you can. That'll be awesome.
My name is Jain.
Oh, nice.
My name's Nathan.
Nathan.
My name is Noah. What's up, man?
No, nice.
And my name's Max.
And then where are you guys from in New York City?
I'm from the Bronx.
The Bronx. Oh, cool.
Same. I'm from the Bronx.
The Bronx.
I'm from the Bronx.
Oh, nice. And how about yourself?
I'm Miss Courtney. I'm the history teacher, and I'm from the Bronx too.
Oh, very cool. And then yourself?
Hello. I'm Nicholas. I'm on staff here
Yeah.
at HRCS, and I'm from Manhattan.
Oh, very cool. Okay, awesome. So, how what are we doing right now?
So what we're doing right now is, as you can see, our boat is up and running. The wind is pretty light today,
Okay.
but it's still enough for us to move. And we're basically cycling everyone through driving the boat.
Okay.
So that's what I'm doing right now with this.
Oh, everyone's driving the boat. Okay,
Yep.
very cool.
This is called a tiller. It's what we
Yeah.
use to steer the boat.
Yeah.
It's basically a steering wheel, but backwards. So if I move it left, we turn right. If I move it right, we turn left.
Right.
Now it's just running everyone through that, practicing manipulating this, and doing some maneuvers from there.
Oh, very cool. Okay. All right. Awesome. So, how is it riding these boats, sailing?
It's very fun and it's interesting to learn about the water and
Yeah.
like the waves, like it's fun.
Oh, so okay, so you got like a new perspective of being here on the water. It's different from being in the middle of the city, right?
I think that it's fun, and the reason I'm always here is because I get to hang out with all of my friends, and we learn more about sailboats. Like in case one day I want to become like a sailor or a fisher,
Yeah.
I always have these things in the back of my mind.
Oh, that's really cool.
So not a lot of schools get to do this, so
Yeah.
I feel like it's special to be on the water and sail with our skippers.
Oh, that's so cool.
How I would say it would be like driving a car, but on water.
Right. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, exactly. It must be really fun to be out in the water, and you get a lot of bragging rights for all your classmates as well. I could assume. Yeah.
Some classmates are not here
Yeah.
because of the event we have today.
Okay.
So
Any shout out to any of the classmates that you might be want to watch?
Like I want to shout out like everyone here, because like Jain has been here since the first day, and he's been working hard, man. Let's go.
Very
and
cool.
Nathan, he joined a little late, but as soon as he joined, like everything was good. Like he's so nice, and he's kind to everyone. And Max was here since the first day, and Max he's just amazing and funny.
Oh, that's awesome. Very
And
cool.
then our skipper, he's always helping us. And Miss Courtney, she teaches us a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
so
you
nice to hear.
you must like know some crazy stuff about the history up here, because
We were just
it's a very
talking
important
about-
area.
There was like all the Henry Hudson River, like learning more about Henry
Yeah.
Hudson, and then we connected to like the lost colony of Roanoke about like they were on the boats too.
Yeah.
And like trying to connect their real life with what we're happening in school too.
Oh, nice. Yeah. And then what from Miss Courtney? What's the most interesting thing you've learned? Go for it. Yeah, I'll let you go first.
Roanoke.
Oh,
I agree.
well, you want to sail over there if you could.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would take a long time to sail over there.
I imagine. Right.
For me,
Yeah.
I would agree with Nathan, the lost colony of Roanoke, because we got to learn more about history of America and like different things from around the world with Miss Courtney, and especially the lost colony of Roanoke, because it makes you question different things, and you give a bunch of scenarios, and you get to see which scenario will match what actually happened.
And have you seen anything while coming here in the Hudson that you found very interesting? I'll let you go first.
Well, when there's waves, you would see this at beaches and stuff. There's like the white stuff on top. They're called white caps, and that if you go sailing in like white caps, then like your boat can end up like shaking around and stuff, and you'd be unsteady. So like, tip to you guys, if you ever go sailing, do not go out when there are white caps.
All right. Yeah, that's a good pro tip.
Maybe the most interesting thing I've seen were the big boats coming around and then making those big waves, making us bumpy, and we all love the waves, so it's enjoyable.
I agree with her. It's the most definite thing.
Yeah, because you see those big tankers and tugboats, right? And then oh yeah. And then what we're gonna do right now? So we're waiting to catch a wind.
Well, so we've had wind this whole time. It's been a little spotty this afternoon. It's coming in like puffs and lulls, sort of haphazardly. Right now we just hit a puff, and you can tell we're moving a bit faster now.
Right.
So definitely right now, if we have an opportunity, we can attack or two, and then out back over here.
And then Wendy, Susie, Gwen says you guys are great. You guys are very smart. They also love that you're shouting out your friends and your teacher and everything. That's amazing.
Thank you.
All right.
So Noah, you got that jib sheet all lined up. I'll pass you for this one. You can actually do it from there, Nathan, just because it's going to, you only have to release it.
I can pull.
Noah has to pull.
So I'm pulling, right? Noah's pulling, right?
Yeah, Noah's pulling, you're releasing.
All
right.
Nathan, pull. All right, I got you.
So it takes a lot of teamwork over here. Yeah. All right.
Are y'all ready to tax?
Yes.
All right, let's go.
Okay, wait.
Oh.
Once the sails switch sizes, the jib. Once it
Switch sides.
then we
Release
pull
and he
and you
pulls.
Here we go.
go. One,
Yeah.
pull.
Good size.
One, two,
Excited.
one, two, pull. One, 2.
You guys can cleat there. That's good.
Oh, wow.
Good job.
That's how
So now we're tipping a little bit to one
And
side.
right
That's
now-
cool. We did a switch. Yeah.
Right now, this is called a puff.
Puff,
We
okay.
like tip because it's on that side, so we're gonna tip on this side.
Oh, I see.
If it's on this side, we're gonna tip this side.
Oh, that's cool.
Let's turn this way a little bit.
Right there. That's awesome.
That's good. Nice.
Great job, guys. Yeah, that was great.
The waters today aren't really that like.
Been practicing a lot, right? Yeah.
So, Jane, it's now your turn to drive.
Can you hold this for 1 second? I gotta put my sunglasses.
In the interest of us getting a bit closer to where we came from, let's aim for the cloisters over there. That's the building with the big tower. That's all right there. Let's let the jib out a little bit. No, not that one.
This one.
When you pulled in.
So uncleat it?
Uncleat it and let it out a little bit. I won't just drop
Thank
it.
you so much. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
You can cleat it there. Thank you.
So Oleg is asking, how many knots have you learned to make?
Well, we learned how to do. It's hard for a bunch of different knots, but for me personally, I remember about some of them. I think it was the cow hitch, the square, I think.
Square knot,
Yeah, the
yep.
square knot. And then there's one more. Yeah, number 8. Number 8, yeah. The 8 knot.
The figure 8.
The figure 8, yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Ooh, what do we see here? A jet ski.
Yeah, we have jet.
No one we know, I think, but
Pass over
they're
here.
just saying hi.
That's cool.
Jet ski, we get waves. Sometimes we get jet ski, we get waves.
Yeah, we get a lot of.
And what are those waves called when a boat passes by or a vessel?
I think it's like the path that it leaves.
Yeah.
I don't know the name,
Would you-
but
would you
I know
describe?
how to describe it. I know it like let's say like you're right next to a boat and it's like really fast, then it's gonna start pushing you this way because the.
I agree with
it's
you.
like,
It's just we're being interviewed right
It's
now.
like narrowing, so like the water is going like not directly on the boat, but it's like
Right.
going on the sides.
Oh, cool. And do you have to take some safety precautions when
Yeah.
you see that?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
we don't really like go near other boats because
Yeah.
like it can really go like at least like one school bus away. That's safe.
Oh, yeah. That's quite a lot of distance. And then does it get easier over time as you're doing more and more of these? Yeah.
Today the water isn't really like crazy. It's really calm today, but we still did a lot of tacks and the wind is still blowing. So
And then DS, who's tuning in from the U.S., is saying, what's the coolest thing you've learned during this experience?
the coolest thing I learned.
All right, I'll let you go first.
I think personally the coolest thing I learned during experiments, like for me, I'm a very I asked a lot of questions. I'm happy that they answered all my questions, and we got to learn a bunch of knots. And I like to learn knots because like in case I need to knot something or something like that, I get to know what to do. And like for different situations, like for example, I think the cow hitch is like, let's say I want to knot, like I want to put a knot on this to that. I could use the cow hitch for that.
Oh, very cool. That's awesome.
Also, learning how to put the sail up and doing the tack because it takes a lot of work and determination to do that. A lot of safety precautions.
Well, like mostly like everything that I learned is really fun. But if I had to choose one, I would say building our toolboxes because we spent like a long time on that, and like riding the boats because like this is like really fun, and like what Nathan said, we're really one of the only schools who get to do this, so and it's really fun. It's a privilege.
Oh, go for it. Yeah, it is a privilege. Oh,
I would like to add on with Noah. The toolboxes was very fun. We had a lot of time to spend on it, but we kind of got a little delayed. But we still finished it. And I also the favorite thing that I like to do is driving the boat. Driving the boat is fun.
It's fun. Well, what feels fun about it?
one thing that feels fun about it is like tacking. Tacking.
Okay. And what is tacking for people who don't know anything about sails?
So tacking is basically like turning the sail, turning the sail so the boat can go in a different direction.
I see.
It's turning the sail.
Oh, very cool. And then what waterway do you want to go on if you could go anywhere? Do you want to keep on sailing after this program?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Cool. Okay. Oh, you guys are all little sailors already. So you want to like keep going, and where would you go if you could go anywhere?
If I could go anywhere, for me personally, I would probably go to I'll probably try and sail to a different country like Brazil and stuff over there, because I really want to explore the world more instead of just staying in one place. Cause like with Miss Courtney, I could learn more about history from different countries, and I'm a big soccer fan, so I get to see like different people like Neymar, Messi, and Ronaldo and stuff like that. I want to see more soccer matches.
That's awesome.
I would like to go to like deep of Manhattan over there, also like upstate, and also like New Jersey over there.
Oh, right.
If I was to sail anywhere, I would sail like down all the way over there and to like one of those lighthouses, because the people that live at the lighthouses, they're like really nice, and like that would be fun because controlling the lighthouse is like, it's very interesting because you get to like every day it's kind of like a job where you go and like at a certain time you activate the light for other ships. It's fun.
Takes dedication too, right? Yeah.
So if I had to sail anywhere, I would agree with Nathan. I want to go over there down Manhattan.
yeah, that would be awesome. So you guys haven't ventured beyond the bridge?
No, we haven't.
No? Okay.
We were going to last week actually,
Yeah.
but due to the whole wildfire situation, with the bad air coming over, we had a trip plan. We were going to go down to our other side, our main base down by Chelsea, 9 miles further south of here. That had to be canceled, unfortunately. But we're trying to set up another trip for this big pole right here.
Oh, I see.
Because if you like stand up, it could hit your head.
Oh yeah, you're right. So you can't just stand randomly.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool. And then what's down there?
So down there is the cabin.
Yeah. And then what's the cabin for?
It's basically the storage area for the boat. So we have a lot of things like docking equipment, which we're going to pull out in a minute actually to put this boat back on the dock. That goes down there. All of the spare lines that are on this boat also go down there. Things like our Type 4 PFD. So PFD is personal flotation device. We're all wearing Type 3s right now.
Right.
Type 4 is a throwable device. We have a little square that we can throw out if someone falls into the water.
Oh, I see.
Which is one, to help them float if they're not wearing a life jacket, and second, to make them more visible because it's bright orange.
Right, exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
With 5:05, it is about time for us to start packing the boat up.
Yeah. So are we going to hail the other boat?
Yeah, we can do that too.
Let's do that, yeah.
All right.
That sounds great. Thank you.
Don, this is Nick.
Just double checking. All right, guys, everyone who's tuning in, let us know if you still see us and hear us. It seems like it. Just don't see comments anymore. All right, cool.
We are done here. We can send Don back out on red to pick up our guests.
So the channel that we're streaming on is called Classic Harbor Line. Harbor Line. Yeah. And then the channel I run is called Urbanist Exploring Cities. Right now it's Classic Harbor Line.
Copy that.
But it's shared with my channel as well. Yeah.
Maybe we'll find it tomorrow to watch.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
We are right by the dock.
So we can brag.
Yeah, of course. Oh, yeah, 100%, yeah.
Everyone smash that like button
Yes.
if you think that sailing is very nice.
Right.
Make sure to subscribe, like, follow, do everything so they can do more trips around different places and they could go see different boats.
Oh, definitely. Awesome. Thank you.
If you don't subscribe, I will not save you during the zombie apocalypse.
Post notifications.
We'll pretend he didn't say
It's
that.
cool.
What did he say? Oh, okay.
They like this video.
That's awesome. Yeah, like I stream all around the world and I show places around cities. I go, yeah.
What is the best place you've ever been to? Like your favorite place personally?
Yeah, it's a great question. Like I've been to Venice. I did a taxi speedboat ride through Venice during the sunset, which was awesome.
Oh, yep. Same one from earlier.
I have 350,000.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're gonna be so famous.
You're a verified member of YouTube.
I am, yeah.
Whoa.
How many subscribers does he have?
350,000.
Yeah.
So when you're ready, just take
Awesome.
a right here and slide in.
Everyone was awesome. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
showing us around. I appreciate you. And keep on sailing. Enjoy your day.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
All right, if you can hold both of these, actually. All right.
Transition complete.
Yes.
Nicely done.
All right. I've officially transferred boats.
Everyone remember to subscribe and hit that like button.
Yes. Hit that like button.
Bye, guys.
Have a great day.
Well, they're pros.
They are.
They are pros.
Future.
They did all the promotion for me, which was great.
Wow, there you go.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, how was your first sail?
It was amazing. And then we'll see the view of the sail from there. It was amazing seeing flowing in the Hudson. It was great going in all the different directions of the wind as well. And it surprisingly feels very, very calming.
Things that makes it special, especially sailing up here. There's less commercial traffic than down in Chelsea, so
Yeah.
you really get that piece of, and you notice, right, that like the engine is off and you're just moving with the wind.
Yeah. And they do a great job. They really know their stuff.
Yeah, so it's the end of the school year too. So this
Yeah.
is a group but that's great to hear that's gotten to sail all year. Did they show you how to steer?
I didn't steer myself, but yeah,
they were
steering
doing
for a
it.
little bit, yeah.
Amazing.
And they seem also very passionate about their work on the boats.
Yeah, I think it's something that they, like we were talking about with like the sort of the social emotional learning and the communication, it's something that feels intimidating as you've experienced,
Yeah.
and then you do it, and then you overcome that fear, and that can be really empowering, and then they're like excited to, so over the past year, excited to share it. Over the past year, we've added some program elements. We're doing a lot more family engagement now.
Oh, nice.
So like, partly to break down that fear of what's my kid doing out on the water, and partly so like students can take their parents and siblings and guardians sailing, and they can have that experience together. And then the schools, public schools, the middle schools are neighborhood based. So a lot of the students who go to school within walking distance, their parents live in the neighborhood. And for our audience online, that out of our Inwood location, we do monthly free community sailing days. So on July 24th, we're doing hour-long sails for the community. And then it's also our celebration of the year and stepping up ceremony. And everybody's welcome to attend. So it's going to be Saturday the 24th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. You can see kids launch their boats, show their ROVs, and their hour-long free sails. You can sign up on our website or do walk-ups. And then we're also participating in the Waterfront Alliance's City of Water Day, which will be here and in Chelsea as well. So we'll be doing free sailing then too.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So sign up for that so you can be on the water as well.
Yeah, and
I highly recommend it. As a person who's first time going on the sailboat, it was a blast, truly. And it's very meditative, and it feels
share, and it's something that I think makes it really special too for like the adaptive programs and the veterans programs, that people get out on the water, and it can feel like a relaxing space, just like feet off of being in the city.
Yeah, like I said, right, sailing teaches math, it teaches science, it teaches leadership, but it's can also just be therapy. Just being out there, relaxing, just feeling the wind, gliding downwind. It's like it can be so many different things to so many different people. So that's why we use sailing as a tool to teach and grow. And that's why we think it's really worth it.
okay. Awesome. Oh, that's very cool.
And we also know that like sailing has a stigma to it, right?
Yeah.
It's like sailing has traditionally been exclusive.
Yeah.
It's for wealthy old white guys, and we're doing our best to try and change that as much as we can to make sure that everybody feels welcome on a sailboat.
Yeah, that requires like active effort. People are not just going to come down sailing because it's there if they feel like historically they've been really left out of it, unfortunately intentionally for a long time. And so, we're doing our best effort to both working with public schools, reaching out in the community, and doing stuff like talking to the public to tell people that, it is for them. And we know that those barriers exist, and we're trying actively to break them down, and we need our community to help us do that.
And one more time, what is the website?
Yes, it's hudsonsailing.org.
Oh, okay, wonderful.
Yeah, you can learn all about what we do.
Oh, you can hold it for a little bit. Thank
good.
you, everyone, so much for tuning in. This was Hudson River Sailing Community Sailing?
Yes,
Community
Hudson
Sailing.
River Community Sailing,
Hudson
HRCS.
River Community Sailing. Wonderful. Right outside Inwood here in Dykeman. Highly recommend joining one of their programs. Go on the Classic Harbor Line with Sarah, classichaarborline.com. You can find tours all around the New York Harbor. Jazz cruises, architectural cruises, everything. What's another cool cruise that people
Brunch,
do?
you know.
Brunch
nice
as
brunch
well.
sale, yeah, that's pretty fun.
Brunch as well. So press that like button. Stay tuned tomorrow. We're going to do 2 more lives, and then we're going to be back live for the Pride on June 24th, and then later on for July 4th. And if you want to check out my own work, Urbanist Exploring Cities on YouTube and Urbanist Live on Instagram. Everyone, have a great day. And I usually say stay curious, my friends. So if you could join me.
Yeah,
Stay curious, my friends. Have a great day, everyone.